So let's talk about Ja Morant. For those that don't know, Ja Morant is a young NBA superstar who recently got suspended by the NBA and lost a number of endorsement deals for this video. So apparently, Ja Morant went on Instagram Live while he was at a strip club called Shotgun Willie's out in Glendale, Colorado. From the looks of it, he was a little saucy and vibing to the music and decided to flash what looked like a Kel-Tec Pf9, which, if you ask me, isn't a gun I'd necessarily be bragging about, considering how comically small it looked in the video, especially while holding it like an angry girlfriend who just found a pair of panties in her boyfriend's dresser that didn't belong to her. That said, everyone in the NBA and a lot of people in the media are losing their minds about the fact that Ja Morant had a gun. Okay. To be fair, it was more so the context in which he had the gun in terms of why people were so ruffled and angry about it. You have the strip club and possibly an inebriated Ja Morant dancing and rapping while brandishing a gun, so I get it. All things considered, I've always said if you're a famous athlete or entertainer, I think having a gun for protection is mandatory, especially if you're not moving around with 24-hour private security. Athletes and entertainers have always been easy targets for criminals. Just do a basic Google search about athletes or entertainers being robbed or shot or attacked, and it'll pull up a bunch of stories. And unfortunately, a lot of the reasons why athletes are such easy targets is because a lot of them underestimate how much of a target they really are. The criminals know what they look like, they know how much money they make, and a lot of times they know where they'll be because their appearances are public and stated ahead of time. However, the problem here is the brandishing of the gun. It's just a very irresponsible look. It also doesn't help that the NBA is vehemently anti-gun. What frustrates me the most about this whole debacle is now this will be used to reinforce the image of gun ownership by way of the mainstream media. I don't have a problem with Ja Morant having a gun. I think he should have a gun. I just wish the world wasn't introduced to Ja Morant's firearm ownership by way of this type of video. I wish the headline were Ja Morant shoots on and off the court at local gun range instead of Ja Morant busts guns and cheeks at local strip club. The crazy thing is, Ja Morant would have gotten way more clout if he just took a couple of shooting lessons and then posted a video of himself proficiently running shooting drills at a gun range. Just ask Keanu Reeves. The video of him training for John Wick has over 47 million views. Hell, I released a video 3 weeks ago that's at 500,000 views of me training with Michael B. Jordan. Hell, celebrities do it all the time with boxing. They'll get a little training and then post a video of them hitting the mitts, letting the world know they can fight now. And that's actual violence, but no one has a problem with it because it's done in a responsible manner. What sucks now is Ja Morant can't ever be seen with a firearm, regardless of the context. Because now you have one of the most popular NBA players essentially forced to say, I'm sorry, guns are bad. No, guns aren't bad. Brandishing a gun in a strip club is bad. Having a gun for safety, hunting, sport, and recreation is a good thing. Instead of slapping him on the hand and making him say guns are bad, how about using this situation to espouse the importance of responsible gun ownership or gun safety? We talk about wanting to save lives. This is a perfect situation to take his platform and use it to push responsible gun ownership. Ja Morant clearly doesn't have a problem with guns, so use it to educate people on the right way to own, handle, and use a gun. They're not going anywhere. There's over 400 million of them in this country. And as long as we spend more time trying to vilify guns, you're just gonna make young people more curious about them in the dark, where they're not taught responsible gun ownership. They're taught simply to glorify it in a wrong manner. There are very, very, very few people who learn responsible gun ownership and then not subsequently learn to not only respect the gun, but to also respect life. Don't turn Ja Morant into an example of what not to do with a gun. Turn him into the example of what responsible gun ownership looks like. Y'all already have him going to therapy for anxiety and stress. Why not kill two birds with one stone and have him come to the gun range to learn gun safety and training? Because you want to know what I do when I get stressed? I go to the gun range. It sounds counterintuitive, but I know tons of people who use guns to successfully deal with their depression, but most people don't know that because we only talk about the bad things done with guns and never the good. You know, we talk a lot about empowerment in this country, except for when it comes to the Second Amendment. However, I can't think of anything more empowering than having the most effective tool to protect you and your family. So help me spread this message by liking and sharing this video with everyone you know. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment, because the Second Amendment, when it said militia, it It wasn't talking about the government. It was talking about you. Also, if you want to know where to find the I'm the Militia shirt and merchandise, click the I'm the Militia link in the description section of this video. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And most importantly, make sure you hit that bell symbol.